to the Psych Coach Podcast. Welcome to the Psych Coach Podcast, the meeting place between depth direction, trauma recovery, leadership strategy, ancestral healing, and modern success. I am Nana Nikki, and today we're here with Mr. K Money himself, Raymond.
Thank you.
A man
so
that
much.
needs no introduction. So please go ahead and introduce yourself and then tell us more about you.
Okay, my name is Raymond K. Monid. I am a social media expert. And that's my simple introduction anyway.
I love that
Very
you said expert. And we all need that level of confidence, okay? Expert.
Yes, please.
Tell us more about what makes you an expert.
First and foremost, an expert is somebody that have done anything you are doing for at least 10,000 hours. So anything that you are doing, if I say I'm a videographer and I'm expert videographer, that means I've been doing videography again and again. I've spent time on it for over 10,000 hours.
Okay.
So when I say I'm a social media expert, I've been doing social media for a very long time. And most times, social media is not just I create an account and I post something. No, there are lots of other skills that are involved. So the reason I said I'm an expert is because all the other skills that are involved, I have also taken my time to learn them. Marketing, which is very vast. Running advertisements, very vast. Multimedia, all of this sound stuff.
Yes.
I've done sound engineering. I've done photography, videography, video editing, sound editing. So all of this knowledge is needed. I also have done social media literacy. For you to know what to put online, what not to put. When you put stuff, you know the reaction the person will get. If somebody posts something, I can look at it and say, this thing will blow. This thing will put this person for trouble if you not get mind. So that's why I said I'm an expert.
All right. So I know the emphasis is on how many hours one has spent on a craft. Okay. That's what makes them an expert. Does the result matter? So say someone has spent 10,000 hours on a craft, but haven't made any impact. Can they still call themselves an expert?
That question is a very intelligent question. Okay. There is no way you spend 10,000 hours doing a stupid thing that you'll not be an expert in that stupid thing.
Okay.
Let me give you a simple example. When I was on the street, right, nobody taught me how to do black market sales, like go and buy fuel and sell fuel. But I noticed that that was during Obasanjo's regime. There were we used to have fuel scarcity a lot. So I'm a boy on the street, I need money. So anytime I go to the filling station, I see crowd. And I could just carry gallon, just buy or see some cars behind. Say, I need to buy. So I just help them buy from the same filling station, use the gallon, add little 500 naira, 200 naira. By the end of the day, like 1,000. So I kept doing that again and again after like some plenty months, every day, every hour, every day. Nobody told me. I could tell you exactly all the filling stations we had in Warri. Because I'd gone to different filling stations just to be able to do this thing. If this one not get fuel, I know the one will go get fuel. I graduated, I started knowing all the managers. So even when they tell you there's no fuel, I can call manager, I beg, I need fuel. Go, so you come by 10 in the night. So, but my colleagues, not colleagues, my neighbors, where I stay, so they saw that this boy, they make money. I was just like, I was 19. Yeah, I was 19. That boy, they make money. So everybody wanted to start doing it. First issue they had was police started raiding them. But police don't raid me. Why? Because doing it over and over, they've raided me many times. I've settled again and again and again. So they've known me. So when they see me, Smalley Afana, they pass. Because Smalley, they settle. But you just join now. And you want to get the same result like me. I see my point. So if I was doing drug, it's the same thing.
Right.
Once you do it again and again and again, there's no if you don't produce results, it's because you are not doing it. You are pretending to be doing it. You are not doing. You are not. I repeat, you are not. Because if you do it, you go fail today. You go say, I don't like this, you fail. When you do it tomorrow, you fail. You go start to define way. You look for ways. But it's because you are not doing it. So you can't tell me I'm an expert. Then, okay, have you done this? No. Have you done this? No. For example, just to back up what I just said. My first email, I opened my first email in 2000 or 2001, something like that. Then my YouTube, 2010, my Twitter, 2011. So, but somebody can open an account in 2021 and tell you I'm a social media expert. I'm thinking like, What made you an expert? I can tell you there are some social media accounts I will call now. And people will be like, it started from Friendster. If you go to Friendster now, you still see my accounts there.
Right.
From Friendster, we move to MySpace. If you go to MySpace, you will see my account there.
Right.
From MySpace, then Facebook. Some people don't even know High Five. They don't know Tag. They don't know MySpace. They don't know all these people I just called now. They are looking at me like, So it's not just by saying I'm an expert.
Right.
You don't do things. There are things you have done. You know some things.
It becomes muscle memory.
Yes.
Okay, I know you don't want to go deep, you don't want to talk about feelings, but I heard you say something about when I was in the street.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I've been on the street all my life. Not all my life, though. I'm 39 now. And I think I've been on the street for more than 25 years of my life. When I was young, my parents, we had this family issue. My parents are those ones that believe in witchcraft and wizard a lot. So I don't know what they concluded, but they said that I was too intelligent. I talk like an old man. I reason too my reasoning. How do I get to know things? So they took me to the village and abandoned me in the village. According to my dad, my stepdad also, he said that he had a dream. One thing happened to two things that happened to 30 things. So they abandoned me in the village. And I was 9. And one of my grandma said, okay, this boy that you are treating like this boy is a great guy. Leave this boy for me, I'll train him. So she took me in, but she passed on later. After like 2 years, she passed away. And even when I was with her, nobody took me to school. There was no plan for school for me. I was so happy. I was 9 years old. I was going to the farm.
That's having to go to school
my
was
God,
fun for you.
It was the exploration for me, because I've been in the city all my life. This Ajibota life, carry you to school, bring you back, So now I'm in the village and I can explore. Nobody was stopping me. My grandma wasn't telling me, sit down there. She just leaves me. So I follow people to the farm. That's where I learned hunting, fishing. There's no farm work I can't do. And so I did all of that for like 5 years. So from 9 to like 15. It was later they now forcefully put me into school, and school journey itself was another crazy thing. Then I went back on the street. Even while I was on the street, I was still going to school. So from age 9 to date, I've never witnessed all those things. When we say father, I just know that there's a father and there's a mother.
And they are still alive?
My dad is passed away now. It's only my mom and my stepmom. My mom and my stepdad. Because that man I was living with was not my dad. My mom didn't say until I was 20.
Can I pause for a second?
Yeah, pause very well.
I think there we have it.
Pause
What can you tell a boy who was abandoned by his own family? What can you tell him that's going to hurt his feelings? Because the worst thing that could happen to a human being already happened. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
It's making sense now.
Yep.
When you say, what is feelings? It's making sense now, because when you're little, like your family, your parents, your close relationships are your shield and guard. They're supposed to protect you from all the nonsense and wickedness in one. They're not supposed to be the ones perpetuating wickedness on you. And then as a child, you experience that.
Yeah.
What else can harm you?
It's worse than that, Seth. Worse than that. Sometimes when I say the story, people feel like I'm bitter. And I'm like, there's no space for bitterness. If that didn't happen, I would not be the kind of person I am.
Because you have to survive.
I'm very caring, very understanding, because I can tell where you are coming from. When I look at your mind, I'm like, this mindset. Sit down, man, teach you. Sit down. We don't do this thing before. Not do like this. I can tell. Then when I see that's why I can give room when I see people misbehaving. Maybe you're a prostitute or you're an armed robber. I was like, sit down. I know where you're coming from. Calm down. Alpha, what happen? Why you do? Now the money you need, or now what you revenge somebody? What they do you? Sit down first. So I mean, the humiliation is not. Do you know what it means when they took me to the market square? Lo? You can't beat me more than I can beat myself. Nothing. When I was telling him, he thought I was joking. There's nothing anybody will say. Somebody told me yesterday, see your teeth. I say, teeth, when I don't deal with inside small, 39, and now you want to tell me about my teeth. Something that is obvious. If I wanted to fix it, your mind not tell you, sir, for don't fix them.
Like, look for another insult.
Your mind not tell you. That shows your mind is still low. If you look at my profile, look at all the things I'm doing. Your mind not tell you, say, if I want to do this thing, I've never done.
Let me interject a little bit.
Please go on, man.
So, for someone who, a kid who, because what it basically is abandonment.
Yes,
okay?
Please.
And we know that the fear of abandonment it haunts even the best of us, right? It's the reason why we perform below our potential. It's the reason we stay in relationships that don't serve us. It's the reason we don't venture out on our own to start a business. It's the reason why we beg and crawl on the ground to be accepted. Now, once that fear is removed, people don't know how much they can fly, but it's definitely a very haunting thing to go through. But just because experiencing that gives you the skills that you need to still survive and push through doesn't mean it's still not impactful or it wasn't a terrible thing. Have you ever looked at it and say, even though this has allowed me to grow into who I am, that was a terrible thing that happened to me? Do you think about it that way?
Yes, it's a terrible thing, right? But when I 39 years of life is a long time.
Yes.
So when I'm looking at other people and I'm seeing the factor that is making them not to succeed, and I'm seeing that
it's miniature.
I'm thinking like that means thank God though for what happened to me. To me, it's thanking God all the time. Thanking God. Let me say it so that you understand what I'm saying, right? When I was in the village, all my aunties, those kind of family, everybody is academics, right? In the village, these ones, they will send their children to other schools in developed cities. Nobody cared to say, let's put this boy in his school. So I saw that. Do you know what it means to take me to the market square on a market day? I don't know if you have been in your village.
I have.
That market day.
Eke-ore.
Hey, Jesus.
For Igbo.
Hi. And they started ringing bell for me to confess. Like, confess. Say you are a witch. Say you are a witch. I will not ask, I'm a witch. I will not say, what next? They will not tell me. It's a script, so I have to say it.
What was their basis for that?
To fulfill all righteousness, and that's the protocol. Like, since your parents said you are a witch, and you have agreed that you are a witch, so they had a family meeting. So now you have to go to the market square to confess that you are a witch.
So after you confess, you'll not be freed?
Yes, that's the point. That's their point.
So after you confess you're freed, what changed?
They've satisfied themselves now. That's the idea. So I did it for 2 market square. What I'm saying is that none of my relations, all my aunties were in the village. Just some of them are still alive now. No one could say, let's stop this thing. No, this is not fair. No, they were in the market square. They have big, big shops. I walked past all their shops. Fast forward. Their children were going to school under my eyes and my nose. They were going. Nobody did anything. Today now, I'm the one that everybody wants to test. Hey, Uncle Raymond, what's up? I'm like, hey, what's up, Afana? What's going on? When anything's happening in the family, they reach out. The other day, I organized a grandchildren's WhatsApp group. And I said to them, I'm talking to you guys, you're not listening. I'm the last person that should be organizing this thing. People should have sense. Go and ask your parents about my story. In case if some of you are too young, you don't know, go and ask your parents. I should be the last person. So I said all of that to say that I don't know how it happened, but for me, it's not affecting me. I'm happy it happened. So that's my tenacity for anything I'm doing. You can't bring me down. You can't push me down. You can't stress me. You can't tell me stay aside. If he sees my car, if he sees everything, I will generate them again.
Now a lot of it makes sense. So I'm listening to you, and I know 39 years is a long time. And you probably started working on this mindset of it happened, I'm glad it happened, at some point in life. When was that? At what age?
The truth is this. I am only talking about it because we have to talk about it.
Yes.
I did not see it as anything happened.
Yeah.
It's my life, like, now my journey be this. So I did not see it as though something happened that is strange. The only difference is when I now see people who your dad is there, your mom is there, and you're not producing any result. I'm thinking like, did you smoke something? Do you know what I went through before I could get food to eat? You're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you don't want to behave.
Do something with your life.
So that's when I'll now say, okay. They were not trained the way I was trained. Oh, I was on the streets. Okay. This one never suffer, Naikosa.
Yeah.
Most times I'll tell you the truth. I do a lot of counseling. When people talk to me, I'll say, see, your problem is that you have not suffered. So I recommend going to the village, stay there for 6 months. Even ladies, I tell them that. I say, not be your fault now. You never suffer. Go village, go see your mates. When they don't born 3 children. And see the kind of life when they live. Just go village. That's my recommendation. I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you. Case closed.
So let me talk about the part where you said you're organizing WhatsApp group for the grandchildren.
Yeah.
those are the children of your aunties and uncles
Yes.
who watched you just perish in the village and didn't do anything. And you say that you have no resentment whatsoever towards them.
Do I say this or do I say this now? As far as I'm concerned, those that are close to me, because, not everybody have access to me. At a point, I cut off everybody.
Okay.
Because I know that the only way for me to succeed is to, don't have any baggage. So even those ones that knew me or they can find me, I'm like, hey, listen, you can't disturb me now. I'm about to build my future. Chill. When things are okay, I'll reach out to you. Okay, reach out to me in 2 years' time. And they're like, 2 years? I'm like, yeah. If you call me again, I'll block this number. So anybody that knows me, even if my mom calls me, I block the number. So I have people who have 15 of my numbers. I do one of my brother called me from, not my brother though, street brother, called me from South Africa. I said, guy, I get 6 numbers. Which one they go? So I had to delete this one, and this one they go now. So I had to do that. So my point is, when I started connecting with all of them, this one said, oh, bros, one thing. I said, what are you doing now? They would tell me, I said, okay, you know what? Go to Susu place. Because now I've grown. I have a lot of influence. I have people all over the place. So I say, okay, go to Susu place. Meet this person. Call him. Tell him I sent you. When you get there, he will tell you what to do. Then I'll call the guy. I say, have fun. I say, boss. I say, I beg again. My cousin in your state.
Yeah.
I want me to learn something. I beg. Take him in. Me and you will sort out. Just teach him photography. I beg. Say, boss, no wahala. Now your cousin say, no way, I can't see you. Then he goes there. They take him in. And the guy's wondering whoa. Then start learning photography. I've done that to many of them. Some of them are, in fact, there's one I bought a laptop for. I bought a laptop for him. Many of them I bought phones just so that they can. So I don't feel it the people that I talk to. There's one of my uncle that is very strict in those days. My mother's elder brother. So he's like the boss of the house, the Jagaba. Once he talks, everybody shut up. So one day I traveled to see him. I was passing by. So I visited him, and then he was saying some things. I said, uncle. Now we the rain now. Your time don't pass. Chi. He was looking at me I'm like, yeah. Now we they run things now. Uncle Chi. Now we won't run the family now. Just tell us what's up. We'll go tell you how we go do. He was surprised. I did that because I saw how they ran the family.
And they did a terrible job.
I'm seeing where we are now because they are quarreling. This auntie is quarreling with this uncle. What are you doing? And that's what I don't want when I called for a family meeting. All my uncles and aunties came. Yeah. So I said, okay, give me permission to create a WhatsApp group for all the children to join. So please, you help me tell your children that they should join. Some of them today, they didn't join. I told them, I said, after a while, don't worry, there's time for everything. Now me, they pursue Nana, they beg Unamuna join. I was celebrating everybody's birthday. Once they just tell me, I put admin, once they say, this person is, today is Susu person's birthday, I will not call the person, please introduce yourself. Who's your mother? We say, Susu person is my mother. I say, send the picture. I say, oh, I know her. I say, okay, so what number are you in the children? He said, I'm number 7. I say, okay, so you're 19. I say, wow, okay. We'll buy you a cake, we'll send you money. I was doing that, but I will still be begging them to chat, to say something in the group. Say something, just talk. Even if it's just to greet, let's know ourselves. I told them after a while, I no go send you now.
Right.
When I go call me, I no go answer. Now they drag. That's when I made that statement. I say, I'm the last person that should be the one putting you people together. So if people don't have sense, I said, even to those of you that are ahead of me, I'm not apologetic to say this. If people don't want to have sense, no problem. One day you see me, I'll not talk in the group again.
I just want to say something. I think I should address the camera. For people that have been through things and with family and they are thinking, oh, it's your responsibility to always be there and not break out. I just want us to pay attention to a crucial thing he said. He's saying that he took time for himself. He disconnected and he wasn't afraid to say, this time I can be of help to you. Call me back at so time. And it's necessary to do that, right? It's important to do that. If that facilitates your healing process, if that facilitates your building process, whatever it is, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you're depleted, you have nothing to give. You should be able to realize that at this point, I have nothing to give. And that's okay. And people can come back when you've replenished and you feel like, okay, this is a good time. I can reach back out to people and do what I can. I love that you mentioned that because people operate with a lot of guilt and shame. And one thing I say is that guilt is how you get yourself stuck. Shame is how they get you stuck. Regret is how you get yourself put in a prison with the bars that you built one by one and stay behind it.
Oh, my students will laugh when they hear this. They say, who's that lady? I always tell them regret is the worst.
And I'll say it again. Guilt is how you get yourself stuck. Shame is how they get to you. They say, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Regret is how you get yourself cornered in a prison. Meanwhile, you built that prison brick by brick and placed the bars one by one and then went back and stayed behind it. So in this life, whatever you can do to avoid guilt, shame, regret, that's already half the battle. Yep. And understanding when you're operating and doing whatever you're doing and overextending yourself out of shame or guilt or regret. Being able to check yourself and say, is this what I'm doing at this point in life? Should I step back a little bit and evaluate what the motivation is? And I love the clarity with which you've operated your life. And we're still on personal. We'll get to social media. We're still on the personal life. And the funny thing is that we didn't even plan to talk about personal life, right? Because we just wanted to talk about the online trolling and everything that you receive and how you manage it. But having heard this now, I think that people are going to be like, those who have made it a mission to troll will be like, oh my God, I had no idea. Yes. So I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your work as a social media expert. Okay. And you say that you've done it a long time. And one thing I picked out, even when you talked about being on the streets, is that it's your ability to connect, to make connections, create networks, scale, right? Understand, okay, this is what I've done that hasn't worked. Now I'm going to try this. It's working. I'm going to do more of it. How do I reinforce it? And if that meant calling the gas station, filling station managers at night and saying, okay, when can I come for gas? I'm sure they will ask for a little money.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
But
sure.
you knew what needed to be done. What I just want to zoom in on, you apply that tenacity to anything you do.
Yes.
You are going to be successful.
Yes.
So tell us about your social media journey, how you started and how you've built it up to here.
Social media. First, I've been on social media on my own. I already mentioned the dates earlier, but let me say them again. I started with Friendster, Tagged, MySpace, later Facebook, but before Facebook, Tagged, many other ones like that they were not really AOL, American Online, AIM, American, whatever.
Messaging.
Yes, all of those. So I used those in those days before Yahoo and Facebook now came in, and the rest of them, Instagram. So I've been using, but in 2016, I used to work in church. I've always been a church boy anyway. So I was working in church and I already have all these multimedia skills, live streaming, all these things. But I wanted to make money.
Where did you learn those skills?
I learned them in church.
Okay.
In 2007 when I went to Lagos.
Okay.
So I learned them in church. So I also went out, like for my sound engineering, I enrolled for like a professional course to learn sound engineering professionally. Yes, I paid. Okay. I paid money for that one. Most of them, I paid a lot of money for different courses at different time, but not like I went to one school to go and sit down for 6 years to learn one thing. No,
right.
I didn't do that. Now, by the way, I dropped out of school in SS2. That's another day story. So, yeah. So, 2014-15, there's this guy that was a comedian in my church, and he was like, Ray, I see what you do for your own Facebook. Now, help me run my Facebook. I'm like, help you run your Facebook? How? You go, they give me your username and password. You know, well, I trust you. So then he left. I'm like, his name is Ezod Brown. I'm like, whoa, okay, I can help you. Then I started helping him. Then I said, okay, we're going to need this, you provide. We're going to need this, you go provide. I'm like, okay. So I went online to study. How do I make this happen? Then I discovered that people do this
as a business.
I'm like, oh, okay, let's look at the business part. Because anything you are doing, there's a cameraman and there's a business of being a cameraman.
Yes.
Anything you are doing, there's a business part of it. You can know it A to Z. It's the guy that knows the business part that will make the money. So I'm like, okay, let's learn the business of this thing. So I started learning. Then from there, I started managing his Facebook. Then another lady, she's in the US now. I started managing like 3 people. I'm like, okay, let's do this for ourselves. So at that point, I was getting to like 30 now. So I told my pastor I want to stop working. He didn't agree. I pleaded, I begged, I cajoled. They said, okay, we'll be paying me. I said, I don't want money. I just want to go and do something for myself. I'm 30 now, so that I can marry. My pastor said, no.
So you're 30, you're thinking about marrying?
No, 30. I was 30.
Oh, 30, okay.
Yeah. So he was like, I'll be paying you. I said, pastor, see the people where they pay, they see them now. I don't want to be like this. What do you mean? I say, first, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. But my point is, no. Yeah. But long story short, he let me go. So, and I started the business from it. Then I was not able to, and I know that you have to register a business. So, 2018, I registered about 3 or 4 companies, we're just putting monies together. So from there, because I'm always on my own, and before that time, I already started learning ethical hacking. So I already have so much skills on the internet. Like, all the skills that will make somebody be valuable. My goal is I can never fail. Even if the devil come and stand in front of me, I can't fail.
Right.
It's not possible. So anything that it takes, whatever it takes to succeed, I was learning everything apart from bad things. I mean, I've gone far, then I discovered this thing is a bad thing, then put it aside. So I was learning everything. So at the time I now set up my business in 2018, I started helping people. I have a digital agency, so I started helping people do graphic design. And before this time, I have trained plenty people. I have trained plenty people at every point in my life. Let's even start from 2007. Even though I was not eating, I had boys.
You were training them for free.
Jesus, for free. I was training people, knowledge, wisdom, mindset, value. People were always around me at every point, either 3, 7, 13. I was always training people.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
How did you know that mindset was a skill that you could impart to somebody, even at the time when you weren't doing well?
What happened was that, I grew with a lot of elderly people as a kid, 9 years old, right? So I always ask questions. And my grandma, when they talk, I used to see the difference between the elderly people and my parents that was training me. I'm like, something is different. So I kept asking questions, and all these elderly people I stayed with for 5 years, the way they talk, children will learn from what we see.
Yes.
So I could see character. I could see behavioral patterns. I could see, and I could tell that these things are coming from the individuals. So I started picking the ones I like, the ones I don't like. So when I grew later, when I started studying things on the internet, because I listen a lot. I listen to a lot. I don't like reading. I listen to a lot of men of God, a lot of teachers, John Simas, all these people. I've been listening for years. So I started hearing, work on your mind. The mind, you have the conscious mind, the subconscious. I'm like, okay, if you have this in your mind, then I read the Bible too, and I'm seeing the correlation. I'm like, guard your heart with all diligence. Out of it flow the issues of life. Anything that enters your mind is what? I'm like, oh, this mind is a serious matter. How would they guide the mind?
Imagine people trolling you online and not understanding this depth about you. Just imagine that. It's like they're coming to a gunfight with a toothpick.
Nah, they're joking.
Anyway, continue.
So I already knew that the mind was a tool, right? But now, how do I now equip the mind? Value. So hence I went all out for value. So there's no amount of money you can use to sway me. I repeat, no amount of money. Because I know I can generate money. Money responds to value.
Speak, preach.
So I'm already aware. So you can't tell me, I'll give you this, do this for me. I'm like, I'll look at you like this. Don't worry. Thank you, sir. If it's not in line with where I'm going to, I'm not doing.
If it's not in line with your core values,
I'm not doing. If you bobo me, I get offers every day. If it's not in line with where I'm going to, I will tell you, sir, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. But this is what I want to do. This is where I'm headed. I'll put my little energy here. Let me not scatter my energy. So over time, I've already raised a lot of people. So when I created my business in 2018, so I was like, hey, you'll be the graphic designer. Yes, sir. You'll be the website. Yes, sir. I was still staying in church.
Your investment.
Yes, I was still staying in church. I don't have a house of my own. In fact, that was the first time I quarreled with my mom because now we talk. So she'll call me once in a while. How are you? I say, I'm fine. She say, are you still staying on the street? I watched one of your videos. You say you are still sleeping on the floor. And I'm like, Mommy, I've slept on the floor all my life. It doesn't matter. He said, but you have many boys. When I watch your video, you say you are doing this, you are doing that. Why are you still sleeping on the floor? I said, okay, Mommy, I'll buy a bed. So that was when I asked somebody to go and buy me a bed. And I was shocked to discover that the thing was cheap. I didn't know. It was not a thought.
Wow.
I sleep on the floor. I was training people to school while I was living in a children's church, inside church, but I was training people to school. So when I called my mom said, get a house, even if it's a one room. I said, Mommy, House is not my problem. Where I am, I'm okay. I'm building a future. I said, Mom, if you call me again and ever ask me for your house, I will never talk to you again. I'll block you. I was mad that day.
Wow.
For the first time I hung up the call. I don't hang up call on people. I did it on my mom. I cried. I said, but I'm not going to apologize. I hung up the call because I've been warning her for a long time. Then finally, I got an apartment, 3-bedroom flat, and I told my guys, okay, you guys go and stay there. Because most of them are still on the streets too. They stay with their parents. They go and stay there, enjoy yourself. Me that got the house, I did not go there. I was still staying in church, working in one room, children's church. On Sunday morning, I will clean the place. Children will come there. When they finish messing it up, I will go back there, clean the place. That's where I will stay. Any day they service. So then from there, I said, okay, I'm done with Lagos. I've stayed in Lagos for 15 years. I need to move to Abuja. So now I need to move somewhere else. If I don't see any place that is better than Lagos, I will leave Nigeria. So somebody convinced me to come to Abuja. When I got to Abuja, I was like, oh, I like this place.
Okay.
So I got another apartment here. Then I called my mom. I said, okay, Mommy, yes, I'm calling to tell you that, and I have 2 apartments. She said, what do you mean? I said, no, I have a house in Lagos and I have a house in Abuja. And she said, why are you paying 2 houses? I said, oh, that's not the new problem now. Before it was, why don't you have a house? Now I'm telling you. She said, what are you doing? No. She said, okay, I'm sorry. What are you doing with 2 houses? I said, I have some people there. I have some people here. So if I go to Lagos, I have a place to stay.
You see,
you're not a big man, no. You know.
That's a perfect example that it will never be enough for someone who doesn't know what enough is.
Yeah.
Right? You could have 10 houses and it's still like, oh, why do you have that? Again, which is why it's important to know what's within your limits and live for yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you were doing all this work, at some point you started also working for other companies and banks and running the social media.
Yeah.
Tell me about that and your, like, how did these people find you to say, okay, come run our social media?
Yeah, let me even use that of First Bank because that one is a sensation right now. I've never talked about it openly until this year, and a lot of people are like crazy. Like,
and it happened what year?
It started in 2019.
Okay.
What happened was that one of these guys that I've trained, he came to me 2013. So I've been training him, feeding him, supporting him, buying him laptop, guiding him, learning all of these stuff from me. Just one, there are many other of them. So at this point, and I told him, I said, you know what, for us to progress, you will need to go to the field, go to other companies, go there, work for them, learn what they are doing, come back and teach me what to do. Let me be behind the scene. So it was like,
not you being
I don't understand.
Thief.
I said, no, I want to be behind the scene. You go learn.
Yes.
I know you want to work for them, but put a head for ground, know how they are doing the modus operandi. He said, okay. So he went to one agency like that, got the job, he was happy, supplied him everything he needed. Every day he comes, he gives me reports. My boss said this today, the CEO said this, the HR was saying, I said, okay, that means we need to work on this. He said, yes. I said, but we don't have the cash. I said, okay, no, wala. So one day, this agency was the one handling the bank, right? So they will hear themselves now when they watch this video. I will not call their name. So they were the ones handling this First Bank account, all these banks, they have different agencies working for them. So they needed to grow their Instagram and their Facebook, and they were having issues. Meanwhile, I've been doing this thing for small business, 40,000, 80,000, and he is aware. He sees me do this thing. So he told them, say, which issue would they, what it cost quarter? Say they pay the money, they do something, they find buyer, the person never fit do them. He say, tell them say you fit do them. I say, you go tell them say I fit do them. He say, yes. I say, that's serious. So he say, yes. I said, okay, no wala. I said, I'll give them my terms. He said, okay. So he told them. They now told me I will provide 60,000 followers in a month. I'm like, 60,000 followers? Can you people pay? He says, the bank now they will pay. They have given to somebody. The person was delaying. He has been doing it for 3 months. He have not been able to do 60,000. I told them I'll do it in 3 weeks. They say, 3 weeks? I said, yes. I knew I could do it in 1 week. But I said 3 weeks. They said, okay. So before I knew it, which account they wired money? I'm like, That was like the first millions I saw. I was like, whoa, okay. I told everybody, go home. I locked up that 1-room apartment. I said, I will not see you guys again. I need to work. I sat down. I delivered in 4 or 5 days. They were like, what? Done. They were so happy. They were like, okay. They contacted the bank. They did it. Before I knew, the next day, they said I should do 80 for 1 month. Before I knew it got to 130 every month. They asked me, can you do Instagram? I said, yes. So I was doing Facebook. I was doing Instagram. I was just on the behind the scene. Nobody sees me. In fact, there was 1 year when I would categorically say it. First Bank won the best social media platform on Instagram. They told me, I said, in my mind, I was just smiling. During COVID, I suffered then. I was working for these guys back to back. I moved the account, First Bank Facebook page from about 1-something million to 4-something million that it is right now, presently. Then their Instagram, I think it was like 200 or 300. I moved it to about 1-something million. they were paying. Like, they have the money to supply to get the
Right.
job done. And one thing that stood that for me, that's why I can confidently say this, is the fact that some of the guys that were involved in this job, they like cutting corners. Clients will give them job to do, they don't want to do it well. But in my case, I'm like, no, I don't care if I don't make profit. One day, this thing will come back and bite me. I want to do it well so that I can boldly stand anywhere. If you come here, I'll say, oh boy, I do the work well. Now me do, I'm say as I do.
Right. And that sets you apart from the competition.
Until
really.
now, I'm bringing this thing up because even few hours ago, Instablog posted me and people are still shouting,
It's not
First Bank, una sure, this boy they lie you. Now I ain't do am, I ain't do am. That me, I'm not saying anything. Last 3 weeks ago, somebody in First Bank, one authority, reached out to somebody that knows me and said, hey, this boy to bring this video down now. Why is he saying he's the one that did the job? The person asked the woman, he said, is he not the one that did it? He said, yes, but he should not be saying it now. So what is the problem? What are you harassing him for? So I'm confidently saying it now because if I had done work like this now, there are a lot of companies, even in Dubai, that I run their social media, just adverts. In UK,
Are you bragging now?
No, you asked me my journey. So I'm telling you, say how far you have gone. Yeah, so I do this thing like on a steady because you asked me how did they get to me.
Yes.
It's what they see. I don't submit CVs. Immediately you say send your pitch, that's the end. I won't talk to you again.
Like I don't do that.
I tell them the level I'm at now. You don't want to sign a Cristiano Ronaldo and be telling him how many goals have you scored. Are you high? You should know who a Cristiano Ronaldo is. So when you come to him, you say we want to bring
You're
it to our
coming to
club,
him because
please.
of what he can deliver.
Do you understand? So when you come to me, if you just say, let me see what you have done before, that's the end of that conversation. I will politely not answer again. You won't see me again.
Wow.
I will say, didn't you? Before I will ask, didn't you? The person that introduced me did not tell you who you are coming to meet. But I don't do that again. Once you just say, let me see what you have done, I'll say, okay, no problem, sir. Thank you very much. I'll get back to you. That's the end.
Let's talk about the online trolls because I think they've been very crucial to your growth.
Yes.
And now that I'm listening to you, it's clear that was the strategy.
Yes.
Right? So the people who are coming to troll you had no idea that they were the pawns in your game. Or while they were playing checkers, you were playing chess. Tell us more about how you discovered that was going to be your strategy for growth.
There's something called social media literacy. Social media literacy is the ability to understand the system, to manipulate the system, to use the system either for advantage or disadvantage. That's social media literacy. Meaning, if I want to put, for example, I'm doing podcast now, everything I'm saying is intentional. It doesn't matter the question you ask me. I'm not saying anything because she asked me this, so let me say, no. It's intentional. So that's social media literacy. Now, if I was the one to edit this video, I know exactly what to put out that they will say, wait till you just talk now. Who you saying B? That's what I want you to think. I'm not here to prove a point. I am the point. Why are you the one watching me?
I am the point.
Why am I not the one watching you?
I love it. You better not give them all the play so that they'll stop coming to harass
They still don't have a choice
So they
because
should.
it's social media literacy. I know how to trigger you. I know, even if I still tell you what I want to do to you, I'll still do it. All that I got from negotiation, learning how to negotiate properly.
Yes.
Knowing how to communicate properly. When you know how to communicate, you know what to say and the person responds. Even if they don't want to respond, they will still respond.
Let's talk about learning, educating yourself, literacy, because you've said it so many times. Yeah. And in Nigeria in particular, we are so hung up on formal education.
Yeah.
And for a guy who barely has any formal education,
yes,
and who is clearly very well educated.
Yes, ma'am.
Doesn't that sound like an oxymoron? Like
it is an oxymoron.
Like those things do not exist in the mind of a typical Nigerian.
Yeah.
So break that down for us.
When we were in secondary school, they taught us that we have two forms of education. Formal education and informal education. At no point did they tell us that one is better than the other.
Right.
So, I decided I wasn't going to go to school, not because I had money, as at that time I was 19. I decided the wahala for my life done too much, I don't tire. I'm not doing it again. Because that was when I heard that the person that was my dad is not my dad. I'm like, at 20, I don't try get my bearing, and now I won't scatter my life again. I know they do it again, I don't tire. So that's why I said no more school, nobody should talk to me again about school. I just want to live my life anyhow. Anyhow doesn't mean, like, I'm tired.
You want to chart your own path.
You understand? I'm just tired. So that's why I decided. But I knew that you know, go fit make am without being educated. So I started studying, putting in effort. Anything I want to learn, I put in effort to learn it very well. No matter what it is, I put in the effort to learn it. So that was what I was doing. It was not because I can afford to go to any school I want to go to right now in the world. So all I need to do is that I will just, I want to learn, let's say, video editing. I go on YouTube. I go on Google. I start searching. Watch. You know, so most people say, "Oh, I went on YouTube. I did not see anything to learn." It's a lie. How many videos did you watch?
Right.
You watched 7 videos and came back. What's your problem? Few minutes before I came here, somebody very renowned in this country chatted me up. Why? I said something in a video. What did I say? I said that I was responding to somebody online, a video chat. Then I said, I record all my sections. Anytime, once I open my mouth, the recording is going on. You know, so I said that. I said, there were days where we were browsing for free. I mean, some of you were too young, you didn't know that. I said, in this country, we were browsing for free, we were looking for ways, cutting corners. Then I made a statement. I didn't know that guy is the owner of that website. So he sent me a DM. He said, do you know this website? I said, yes, we were using it. They say, I'm the owner. I'm like, whoa. I said, boss, thank you. You helped us so much, Daddy. Now, because of what I said, I'm connected to somebody that is very important.
Right.
Now, he didn't argue with me. Like I always tell people, you can argue with me, but you can't argue with my results.
Right.
How would I know that kind of a thing? How would I know that kind of a thing if I didn't really get involved in it? So now that guy now is now somebody somewhere that I know that, okay, I can reach out to say, bro, Safa, what's up? So it's like that. Like my online presence are taking me places, are taking me to State House, also Rock. I've met people. Like even right now, I know if you go to my people that follow me, you'll see that they are not normal human beings. Like I have essay to governors, people that they reach out to me, bro, I see what you're doing. Keep it up well. Then one day,
Yes.
I'm like, Meanwhile, people are trolling me. They're like, get sense, see your teeth, see your scatter teeth, go do braces, you they talk any and everything you they do. Today you say you be hacker, tomorrow you say you do conductor. So you want me to tell you my whole story in 1-2 hours video.
Right.
When I know that social media literacy again, when I know that the attention span of anybody right now.
7 seconds.
Then I should not go and give you 2 hours. Why am I give you 2 hours? I'll give you 30 seconds video.
Yeah.
I'll give you 17. Watch and hear me say, when I was a conductor, I did this. I said one time that when I was a conductor, I was given an award. And everybody was like, they give an award for conductor.
You reach to us now.
They give, so me, I'm waiting. I said, okay, no worry. You will soon understand. So that will not be a whole topic. Everybody's talking and I'm trending and they are laughing. The first time I trended was 2021. I said I could build a website in 30 minutes. Jesus. The whole IT world wanted to crumble. If you don't know, just say you don't know. Or go and do a Google search, a quick Google search.
Right.
Can someone build a website in 30 minutes? You will get the answer. Why are you fighting? Twitter, scatter, everybody. I was, of course. Raymond, you did trend. We trend for waiting. They say you thought if you build a website in 30 minutes. And I was thinking like, something I said since 2020. Now they trend in 2022. It was in 2023, 24. Some of them started understanding, it's true, it's possible. Okay.
Because they don't understand the groundwork that you've done to be able to come out and categorically make that statement.
And I don't look like somebody that should make that statement. The way I'm seated here now, if I've worn Gucci, I've worn one powerful wristwatch.
And Versace glasses.
You understand? I'm talking like this. And as I was coming, a guy is following me with, what's it called? A camera, then showing my shoe, showing everything I'm wearing. They say, how you doing, bro? What's up now? Then I'll not post my entry, my grand entry. They say, he has money, he's doing well. No.
I think that's an important thing to bring up because we are such a status-focused country. Yeah. We believe so much in perception, and we don't think that sometimes the perception we have about something might be wrong. And people will argue to the death of them, right?
Yes.
If you wanted to correct what they know. Like, if somebody has money, they should be this, they should be that, they should have this, they should have that. So it's unfathomable to think that there could be someone who has the ability to have something, to have the designer stuff, to have the bakers, and choose not to.
Yes.
But they're not paying attention to the history, why that person got to be this person that has developed this mindset.
Yes.
So I think this is a lesson, another lesson, again, in stereotype and our formed perception about people and biases, and also media literacy. Yes. So as we're rounding up now, just tell us one thing that you want people to take away from this, whether they are going through it, whether they are about to give up. Just give us a word.
Person where dog they pursue. and person when lion they pursue, not be the same race that they run. So if your dog is chasing you, you can still be playing because like, oh wow, woo, 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 woo. But if it's a lion, you run with your life. You understand? So that's the drive. That's all I have to say. So I don't push people. When I just see that your drive is not strong, it's because you are eating every day. Your mother is there, you can call your mother.
Right.
It's because you are a graduate now, it's not your fault. Yeah, they have told you go to UK and do your masters, it's not your fault. That's why you don't have drive. It's because if you live here now, you have a house, you go and stay. It's not your fault, you don't have a drive. We didn't have a house. Where we are, that's where we stay, that's where we eat, that's where we do everything. Even to take your bath, you have to wait for everybody to sleep before you take your bath. So you that are taking your bath 3 times a day, I want to compare myself with you. No. So if you don't have a drive, there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay.
You have to be hungry for yourself. It's for yourself by yourself. That's all.
So if you want something, be hungry enough and you will achieve that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've been inspired by our conversation, and I hope people have also been inspired. And thank you for sharing your insights. And this is another proof that oftentimes people don't look like what they've been through, or also don't look like their own value. And another example that value is inherent. Value is within us and not based on external validation. And it shouldn't be anyway. And I think Mr. Raymond here proves that our values is what's inside of us, is what we can do, is the people we can impact, and not what we have or what we can show that we have. So again, until we meet next time, remember the goal is always to stay balanced, personally, professionally, socially, and spiritually. Follow us on all our social media. We welcome your comments, your suggestions, your likes, share, and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you.